Mike Whiskey Zero Bravo Radio Oscar.
MW0BRO, good morning. Kilo 7 Sugar, I'm in Seattle. And I'm copying you well, 5 and 8 or so. Name is Danny, go ahead.
Good morning to you, Danny. 1841 here, local time in Wales. My name is Martin, Mike Alpha Radio Tango Italy, November. You're 5 and 9. An excellent signal, Danny. I don't think I've ever heard West Coast on 10 meters with such a good signal. In fact, I'm not sure I've heard West Coast on 10 meters since the peak of the last cycle. Running 400 watts into a vertical quarter wave wire. Very basic setup, Danny. The radio is an ICOM 7300. Really be interested to know your working conditions. Over.
Okay, Martin. Well, it's been a long wait. It's been a long wait since we've had 10 meters to Europe. But here we are. All we had to do was wait. I'm running about 600 watts to a 3-element Yankee. And I'm in the city of Seattle. And in a neighborhood, and the antenna's up at 48 feet. MW0BRO, K7SS. Go ahead, Martin.
Yeah, QSL Danny, all copied. Very clear frequency here at the moment. Well, everybody's heard of Seattle. For me, Seattle brings to mind the grunge scene. And Frasier. I watch a lot of Frasier on some of the retro channels here in the UK. Started watching it a few years ago and still enjoy it. Great bit of fun. And of course Nirvana, a younger generation than myself. I'm 54 years old, but yeah, a lot of worldwide fame in Seattle. And also I think the a lot of the deadliest catch boats from the Discovery Channel, I think they moor in Seattle during the off season. Over.
Oh, do you know that they're redoing Frasier? They're going to be redoing a new series with Kelsey Grammer still in it. What do you think of that, Fred?
I'm not sure. I'm of a generation when I grew up, a lot of people were watching Cheers, where obviously the character originated from. But that was before my time, really. I wasn't watching that kind of TV when I was a lad. And I've only sort of in recent years as an older adult discovered Cheers and Frasier. And I'm not sure. I think I read something about that. There's some British connection there. Somebody touted for his co-star in the new series as a British person. Some lady, if I remember correctly, Daniel.
Always been somewhat disappointed when they redo something old with the new, like you can't reproduce Seinfeld, and I'm very doubtful if you can reproduce Frasier with the same sensibility and the same humor. But we'll see how it comes out. Either way, it's the end of the world, right?
I think as I've grown older, Danny, I've just come to accept that people will do whatever they want. If there's a bit of money involved, especially, good luck to them. I enjoy watching the old series when I'm sort of making breakfast or just working in the home office here, which doubles as a shack. I'll very often put it on the TV bedroom just in the background. It's just a bit of background noise sometimes, but I've often sat and watched it. I also love that I got into Everybody Loves Raymond years ago with Ray, I can't even remember his name now, but Ray Romano, is it? Something like that. And I thoroughly enjoyed that as well. A lot of good humour in some of those old American sitcoms. We've got our own classics here in the UK, but they tend to repeat them until I can sit there and know every line that's coming over.
We have been watching Are You Being Served, the old ones. And of course there's a lot of stuff on PBS. We have a streaming service called BritBox here. So we get to see some of the series that come out of the UK. Some very, very good stuff. Unforgiven, is that one? That's a police one. It's really, really good. Quite a few. And the gal that's the detective that drives the Range Rover, I forget her name at the moment, but good stuff. So there's plenty to see. And luckily you can still go back and see some of the older stuff. Every night on TV we have MASH. Do you ever watch the series MASH? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, again, I think that was a hit back in the 70s when I was just a very young lad, Danny. But yeah, I've seen episodes of MASH, and the theme tune, that's sort of obviously a very famous one just in well, just certainly Western culture. And I'm trying to think of the police series is with the woman driving a Range Rover. That doesn't ring any bells, although I think it might be... is it possibly Juliet Bravo, another one from way back when? But probably certainly one of my top 3 comedy series, more recently anyway, is The Office. And I know that transferred very well over there in the States, Danny. Did you ever watch that?
What's it called?
The Office.
Oh, The Office. It's got a sense of humor that doesn't quite fit. It just seems a little off frequency to me. But it was very, very popular, and there's reruns of it constantly. The American version of The Office. I've never seen the UK version. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it certainly transferred well over in America. I've watched the American version, but that doesn't really sort of gel with me. Ricky Gervais's original, for my sense of humour, is very nuanced, and it sort of typifies a lot of individuals in the British workplace. Most people have worked with those kind of characters, certainly in office-based environments. I mean, I work in an office, but it's my own business, so there's only me and my business partner. I worked on oil rigs for 15 years, and the sense of the different characters in a compact workplace, I certainly saw that on the rigs. Worked in the North Sea, worked with a lot of Americans who struggled to get my sense of humour, really. But yeah, that was a lot of fun during those years. Met a lot of characters in them days, Daniel.
Roger. Well, that's good fun. Martin, with your permission, I'm going to take a look around and see what else is happening while the van is open. This, like we say, we waited for 10 years. And now 10 meters is open over the top, so it's a real treat to stop and say hello to you. Thank you for taking the time to chat. 73 from Fraserland. Mike Whiskey Zero, Bravo, Radio Oscar, K7 Sugar.
Yeah, yourself, Danny. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. I tapped your call sign into the logbook here, came up with Washington State, and I was like, wait, hey, I think a lot of the Americans... with the K7 and the 6 numbers, they're not always West Coast, but delighted to know you're over there. Thanks very much for taking the time to chat as well, and I really look forward to hearing you again. I'll have a look around myself, Danny. I'll put you on the cluster if you want to stay on this frequency, and see if I can send a few Brits and Europeans your way. I wish you 73s, and the only thing left to say is good night, Seattle.
Take care, Martin. We'll talk again. K7 Sugar.
My pleasure, Dan. All the best.